The KNR family would love to say Happy Mother's Day to all the tough, hard-working, patient, loving moms, wishing you the best day. 3 decades of democracy. Can you believe it? Hey, where was I 30 years ago? This few past months, the country has been putting the spotlight on the upcoming elections. Are you old enough? 29 May, make your voice heard. Namusi, all across the globe, circulating and landing on everything that concerns you. Your favorite playdate is not buffering because it's on like a stove. Kunala on SABC 2. Nishpika chila chiner dawarich koni pakera zote from breaking news to the latest development. Of course, and also entertainment. Mataba mabudi yo gyaka fu bakari abu. Nanera dawadare matugo ashu zi nalangadi tabiro. AKA yo Venda James Bond.
And that's right, after school is after school. Welcome to Kids Newsroom, where we give you the best of children's news from right here in Mzansi and all across our shores. And today is going to be an absolutely exciting episode. Let's get right into our headlines.
You surely can count on us to bring you a stellar performance. Shazia Kasim is sure to keep us on our toes.
We come along. I believe that we youngsters will change the world for the better.
We talk all things Democracy 30 and elections in our roundtable today.
We head to Vanderbijl Park to check out rather an unfamiliar contact sporting code amongst us young ones. Kickboxing.
Let's take a look at what's making headlines in our very own country.
Touchdown in KZN Pietermaritzburg. At Ashdown Primary School, we're here to witness a great relationship between two schools from two different areas. You see, Ashdown Primary School is from a disadvantaged community. Most homesteads that surround the school live on a basic income. This is why Quad Wales Primary School, which is from a developed area, donated much-needed school resources to Ashdown Primary School recently. These resources will really help elevate the pressure on these learners. To Joburg now in Sandton for a special send-off. Yep, our esport team is jetting off to Europe to represent Mzansi. The gaming industry in Africa has seen remarkable growth, especially in esports gaming area. With countries like Kenya, Nigeria and South Africa at the forefront, the esports scene is not only thriving but also showing great potential and promise for the future in entertainment, especially for young children. We wish them the best of luck. And finally, back to KZN, where it was a buzz of activity at Mirrorbank Secondary School as it hosted the homecoming parade of Lavanya La Vida Govender after her triumph at Miss Teen Universe.
I am also very passionate about protecting the environment.
Lavanya was welcomed to the school grounds amidst joyous singing and dancing and the elegant motorcade. She took to the podium to motivate learners to dream big and to believe that all things are possible through prayer and hard work. She strutted the school pavilion, giving all the learners a live view of her catwalk elegance and poise. Hala Lavanya!
Right about now, let's take a look and take a moment to catch up on the latest news around the world.
In our news around the world, we start in South America. The Iguazu Falls, which border Brazil and Argentina, are roaring stronger after intense rains in the southern Brazil saw its load swell. The increase in water levels is caused by rains along the Iguazu River. Deadly rain in southern Brazil has flooded vast swaths of the region, causing over 90 deaths with more than 130 people missing. And now off to Bangladesh, where authorities recently reopened schools that were closed earlier in the week due to a severe heat wave, even though sweltering weather continued in the capital of Dhaka. The schools opened the first weekday in South Asian nation as the latest 3-day heat alert ended. Because of Ramadan and Eid, which were celebrated not too long ago, students received extended leave with the inclusion of the heat alert, causing schools to worry about their progress in preparing for year-end exams. It is said that schools may turn to online classes if the heat wave persists. In the United Kingdom, John Krasinski says he made his new film If for his children. If tells a story of a 12-year-old Bea played by Kaylee Fleming, who during a difficult time in her life discovers that she can see children's forgotten imaginary friends, or ifs. Together with her new neighbor Cal, she sets out to reunite the discarded ifs with their now grown-up inventors or find them new homes.
The oxygen out of the room.
Honestly, Doc, if this is how it's going to be, I'm just going to wheel myself back and plug in.
The star-studded movie was a great creative challenge to the actors and helped some of them reconnect with their younger selves.
Disappear.
For Fleming, 17, acting with the non-existent ifs was both nerve-wracking and fun.
I can find anyone, anywhere.
So if you too feel you've lost something as you grow, this might be a good movie to remind you of some of your dreams. Don't miss it when it hits our shores.
Keith!
Lastly, it was nothing short of glitz, glamour and drama at the Met Gala.
Debbie, over that shoulder, Debbie!
This year's exhibit, called Sleeping Beauties, Reawakening Fashion, featured rare items that have been dormant in the Costumes Institute permanent collection, including designs so fragile that they will be displayed only through animation and projections. This was an event that saw global stars in the best couture to wow the world. The stars were told to dress in the Garden of Time attire for the invite-only event, known for its A-lister celebrities and extravagant outfits. That's all we had in News Around the World, friends.
As you guys know, we love showcasing what South African children can do. Today we have Shazia Kasim, who recently achieved the honor of representing South Africa at the United Dance Organization in England later this year. And before we go to an ad break, she's ready to show us at Duwengago. And don't miss out. Later on, we'll have a chit-chat. But for now, over to you, Shazia.
Here's another one. Tim and Bob, Nas. They drool on the blue jewels on the arm. Too cool in the calm, still move to the song. Been a minute since I heard some new Joe. This dog is crazy, R&B Cujo. And I'm a rap psycho. Norman Bates, call me mama. With the brown and llama. But I ain't in town for no drama. Just peep, shorty, peep me, so I'm on up.
With all of my crew, Saturday nights is just what we do. Just enjoying the good life. It's alright in here. When I turn around, I see a sexy mommy staring at me. I already know what she's thinking. She wants me tonight. Yeah, she's looking at me naughty. Naughty. Come on and get to know me. Tell me what it is you said that got you. Baby, I got the ball. Baby, you can get to know me. Baby, we can leave this party. Come on, baby, you got a sexy body. Come on, get to know me.
Baby, I know why you're here. I know what you're thinking, but I ain't saying nothing. Great minds think alike, you intelligent species. We already connected.
And welcome back to all our SABC2, SABC Plus, and of course SABC Lihaya viewers. Now I'm sure all of you guys know that within a few days, on the 29th of May, our country will be going to the ballot to elect a ruling party and president. This has everyone throwing around words like elections, democracy 30, IEC. And I'm sure you've seen a politician or two in your area handing over t-shirts and other goodies to attract people. To unpack all that is going on, our producer Vyokazi Kafile filed this report for us. Let's take a look.
Elections and Democracy 30 IEC are just some of the words in most South Africans' lips these days. This is because every 5 years, South Africans go to the polls to choose the leaders who will run the country for the next 5 years, and 2024 is such a year. The process is called an election, and South Africans 18 years and older go to the polls or voting station and select, amongst many others, the political party that will be in charge of making decisions about education, healthcare, jobs, and more. Even though kids can't vote, elections still affect them. For example, if the leaders make decisions about the current education system, it can affect how kids learn. Water and sanitation and even road and transportation affects children, to name a few. Did you know that South Africa's first democratic elections took place in 1994, which marked the end of apartheid and the beginning of a new era of democracy in the country? Since then, South Africans have been able to exercise their right to vote in free and fair elections every 5 years. Believe it or not, 30 years now, which is why we'll hear a lot about Democracy 30.
The change I noticed in these 30 years of democracy is that freedom of expression that brings the opportunity to voice my opinions, and also now at school we have meals because of democracy.
In this 30 years of democracy, one of the things that has changed concerns diversity. Democracy has provided us an opportunity to embrace our cultures and also respect other cultures. We had before democracy, our cultures were not recognized, but now they are recognized because of the change that democracy has brought. And I like that.
So as we approach May 29th, we all need to think a little deeper about how we would like to see the next 30 years play out. And although we might still be children now, a day will come when we will also need to cast that vote and make that mark that many sacrificed for. A free and democratic South Africa. May the best party win.
Over the 3 decades, we have witnessed the democratic government and its systems evolve and develop to meet the needs and aspirations of our people. This year, we say Halala as we celebrate and commemorate 30 years of freedom and democracy. Ayanda Vimasango is standing by at Funukukanya Primary School in Zagane to have a discussion with our friends about the 30 years of freedom and the upcoming elections, and so much more. Ayanda, over to you.
We are at Funukukanya Primary School celebrating 30 years of freedom. And I am not alone, it's Heredi Chomita Akamo. Hi guys, how are you? Hi. And the first question I want to ask you guys is, do you guys think that kids are free here in Mzansi?
Kids are free in South Africa because during the apartheid time, we were not free to have education in any kind of language, but only in Afrikaans. So I do believe kids are free.
So it is important to learn with the language you understand, because you'll understand more and you can focus when a teacher is telling you something with your language.
Kids have the right to be associated with anyone they wish to be associated with, and schools are assigned to any language that the kids desire to be taught.
Yes, I do think kids are free in Mzansi, because I feel like if kids back then would look at the life we're living now, they'd be very happy to be in our shoes. So we are free in Mzansi. And we know that many people back then used to be beat for no reasons at all, and they used to suffer. So we do not have those kind of problems.
Guys, as you guys know that we have rights. I want to know from you guys, what are the rights you guys know and enjoy?
The rights to privacy. When you have a diary, akekho umuntu ongavela vula diary yakho, because diary yakho, you know, diary, it's like it's your own thoughts.
The right to basic health. In the past years, during apartheid, black people were not allowed to be going in expensive hospitals. Now we are allowed to have quality health care and medication.
The right to shelter. We all have the right to shelter, because some people don't have shelter, and it makes me feel sad when I see people on the streets with nothing. And I really am grateful for the things that I have, because some people don't have them.
freedom to association whoever you want to be. Some people are being insulted being gays and being lesbian. You can never insult someone who you don't know their background, everything about them.
May I please elaborate more on the right of education? Since Luando said that we have the right to education, it comes with responsibilities, like more for example, writing your work.
Guys, do you guys think that elections are important? And then I want you guys to please elaborate on why you say yes or no.
There is a need that there must be elections so we can choose the right president for the country. The president is a person that takes responsibility of the country's action.
As we are about to choose our leader, we are going to do elections. And when we are doing election, we must vote for the person we trust. And if they make promises, they must keep their promises.
Because one thing that a president needs is accountability. They must be accountable for their mistakes. They must be responsible for every decision that they take which affects us in a good and bad way. So there tend to be quite a lot of presidents who think that the Constitution does not apply to them.
And do you guys think that voting has the power to change everything?
I do think that voting has the power to change everything, because voting for another party may bring a totally different new reality.
Maybe if they choose another party and they elect another party, the president of that party will do more. Maybe like they will no longer be load shedding.
We're making progress because back in the day, no white people had the right to shelter, and they had the right to education. But look at us now. We have the right to education, shelter, food, everything that we didn't have back in the day.
So I do think we're making progress, but at the same time, I don't think we are. Because many people, especially our grandmothers and our mothers, tell us that, yo, back then, my mother had a job, this, that, it wasn't that bad. But also, the brutality, the things that they did to us, which we certainly did not like, they changed. We no longer go to prison for no reason at all. They don't beat us for no reason at all. That we definitely made progress, which is good. But then to the unemployment situation, I don't see us going anywhere.
There is still corruption. We are still being treated badly, but not as before. So I think there is no progress there.
I don't think we made any progress, because there is still quite a lot of inequality, and thanks to inequality, there's also poverty. Some places have limited accessibility to water, and that is very bad because water is one of our basic needs.
Yes, I think that South Africa is making progress little by little, because back then there was no G50 and only whites had the perfect right to education. Wow, and then we come along. I believe that we youngsters will change the world for the better.
Guys, thank you so much for such an insightful and intriguing conversation.
Nosivo namoragiso uchubu yardabarko diakarati masoko vetaku riabuya zedezino.
Welcome back. You are still watching KNR right here on SABC2, where you belong. Kickboxing is among many other martial arts one can partake in as an extracurricular activity in school or even on the side as a self-defense class. But of course, how many young children are involved in this? This is precisely what prompted Sensei Furi to establish the Tri-Dragons Martial Arts Academy and offer classes to children as young as 6 years. Recently, over 10 of the Vanderbilt Park children attended a national tournament and came back with numerous awards. Our producer Liema Vumisa and my co-presenter Ruva visited their training place. Let's check it out.
What's up everybody, Rivarashe Marumo here. Today we are in Vanderbilt Park at the Tri-Dragons Martial Arts Academy, where they offer kickboxing and many other similar sports. Let's check it out.
Ever watched the likes of Francois Botha of Van Damme and thought that's who you'll be? Well, Tri-Dragons Martial Arts Academy in Vanderbilt Park, south of Joburg, takes you a step close. With different types of martial arts instructors and head coach boasting many awards, This is the place to be for children who partake in extramural activities or even self-defense classes. With children as young as 6 years, the school has developed from 6 members competing on a provincial level to 46 and has groomed 5 world-class medals competitors. They take pride in being part of this masterclass center.
The favorite thing what I do is the spinning back fist and the front kicks.
About everybody being around me and looking at me when looking up at me.
That we can train 2 days a week, and that is just fun for me.
If I do something wrong, they help me do it right. Then the next time I do it right.
Meanwhile, parents and guardians present while children train pointed out the importance of such trainings while also emphasizing striking the balance between martial arts and academics.
My daughter and my son has previously been in situations where they have been bullied and so forth. It was basically to teach them how to handle the specific situations, and we've been fortunate enough with the type of instructor that we have and trainer that we have, Brandon Furi, where he teaches each of the children how to conduct themselves and how to manage their own emotions.
He's in a private school, so there's no activities at school. So this is the only activities outside the school that he's doing. So he's during the day he's at school, and then he comes from school. I'm looking that he can do his homework, and after his homework, then he can rest for a while. And when he's finished resting, then I'm telling, okay, let's go to the bag, and then we go and practice a bit kicking and punching the bag.
Founder and Sensei Brandon Fori speaks on some of the highlights of the academy.
This is my 25th year that I've participated in nationals, and took 2 gold and a silver. Been in the national squad for the last 25 years. I took quite a big team. We were 17, and 11 of them became national champions, which were all juniors.
Just when you thought it was all done, the Sensei put our very own Ruva to the test.
After spending some time here at the Tri Dragons Academy, I've definitely learned a thing or two about kickboxing. Make sure you check out the Tri Dragons Academy. From me, Varashe Marumo, that is all. Back to you in studio.
Now, before we close off the show today, let's get a quick word with Shazia Kasim, who was mentioned earlier, qualified to represent Mzansi at the prestigious United Dance Organization, UDO, in England in August. Shazia, congratulations. How are you feeling about this opportunity to stand for our nation?
I feel very proud and honored to represent our nation overseas.
Yeah. Now, you have full Protea colors. Please tell us, what does this mean to you and how did you achieve this?
It means a lot to me because I never knew I'd get my Protea colors, you know? And it took a lot of hard work and dedication and a lot of competitions to get my Protea colors.
Unfortunately, because of time, that's all we have for you today. And Shazia, we wish you and your entire team a successful journey as you represent us abroad. Tamero, that's all we had for today, unfortunately.
Oh, guys, I'm bored. That's right, though. You know the music is where the party is. And in just a few minutes, you will be dazzled. Interact with us on all the social media platforms, that was course at Kids Newsroom. Catch the repeat of all the fun all over on Saturday, 6:30, bright and early. AKA your Venda James Bond, Dodova, Raamba, Habengo, Sesana, Mudzimu, Abenaveni. Now, before I hand it over, let's just take this so that you can perform nicely. Shazi, show to you, over to you.
your dad. That girl is